Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I had my mic muted so you couldn't hear me. Welcome, welcome to Fabric Gems Boutique. It's Thursday, 10 a.m. I'm excited to be here today because I have a few things that I want to show you guys that you might be interested in creating something special. And the items that I'm going to show you today are from Benartex and Moda. So these are the items that I actually got in July. But many of you know that July was a tough month for me. I was in the hospital for a few days, and then I picked up the rotavirus, which I don't wish on anyone, from a friend's grandson. And so July was a challenging month for me. And I'm so grateful that that's all behind me, and we're in August and we're rocking and rolling. I've got new fabrics, new charm packs, mostly charm packs and layer cakes that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And thank you all for being here. It's so much fun to share this with you. I love fabric. As you know, my name is Chris O'Connor, and I'm in Texas. So we had a couple days that we got a break from the 100+ degree weather. It was so nice sitting out on the back patio at 70, 75 degrees. We don't get that often in the summertime. Well, today we're going back up to the 100+. And by Saturday, I think we're supposed to be 107. I am ready for the fall weather to start coming. And I'm ready for a little bit of rain. So if you've got some rain happening and you want to get rid of it, bring it to Texas, because boy, we sure could use it. Our grounds are cracking pretty bad, and having to keep them soaker hoses up and running. But thank you all for being here today. Let's go ahead and get started. So last week I talked about, I showed you some items from Moda. And my rep, Jane from Moda, I got an email from her yesterday, and not only just me, but it was to a lot of people. And I had shown you some panels and an activity book, and I didn't show it to you very well because it was still on the bolt. So what I did was I cut one of the panels off that you can make a dog or you can make a kitty. I chose the dogs because I'm a dog lover. And then there's an activity book that you can make for little ones. And I just kind of wanted to show that to you. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because for every bolt of fabric that she sold, basically, and that all of us purchased for our stores, she donated $5 to her SPCA of choice here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And to date, she's donating $300. Isn't that awesome? So there's a lot of us store owners who bought a lot of this fabric from her. And the one I just showed you was the book, the activity book. And then this one is, hopefully you can see it, the pieces for the dog. Some of it might be upside down, but you can you cut it out. And it comes completely with directions, which I would need. I'm probably not as experienced sewer as many of you, even though I've sewn since, very young. Both my grandmothers sewed. My one grandmother was, I guess you could call her a tailor. She could make suits and adjusted all that, and people used to come to her home and she'd tailor them for them, make them fit better. I'm not to that extent. I didn't learn any of that. And of course, way back when, this gives you my age, I took sewing and home economics, all that stuff. We were required to take that in high school. Wish they'd bring all that back. People would learn a lot more skills rather than struggling through it. So anyways, I just wanted to show you those panels again because I wasn't able to show them very well last week. And I love animals. I hope you love animals. And these are fun, quick, easy things to make. Most of your supplies are right there within that panel. You do need some batting and some other things for the activity book, but most of us sewers have all that on hand. And if you're a beginner, welcome, because I'm kind of a beginner too. I'm an intermediate beginner, if that makes sense. And so there's a lot of things that I'm learning, and the quilting world is new to me. Although I've sewn for over 40 years, the quilting world is definitely new to me, and it's something that I want to learn. I alluded last week to something happening in September, and that is Jelly Roll Day. Now, do you know what a jelly roll is? I'm assuming most of you probably do, but a jelly roll, which I will show you next week, Moda's having a big event for Jelly Roll Day. And when is Jelly Roll Day? It's September 16th. So mark your calendars. It's Jelly Roll Day. And I know many of you have those in your stash. And I know many of you have those extra strips in your stash. And I'm going to share some quick, easy, fast project for you next week. And I hope you enjoy it. So that being said, let me get started with my new layer cakes, and this one's from Benartex, and this one's called Sew in Love. So many of you are sewers and love to create sewing items, and there's lots of different designs. I'm hoping you can see all those different designs. It's not too dark, but what a fun little quilt or fun little project that you can make with these. And since we love to sew and we love fabric, why don't you add that to your stash? Now, this one here is kind of it's called washed wood. And the reason I chose it is because I think it would be a great fill-in piece for a lot of your Western items or your Southwestern items. And this is called washed wood. Now, this is gray, and they have many, many colors on the back of it. You can see navy and beige and blue and black, and so it will go with a lot of your quilt projects. It's just kind of a neat, I don't know, it reminds me of wood floors, wood walls. And then one of my more favorite ones, so many of you may or may not know, I was, back in the day, early 2000s, I was an art teacher, and an art teacher for K through fourth grade. And dinosaurs that was our mascot. And so we played and made a lot of dinosaurs and created. And this one's kind of softy to me. This one here, it's called Glowsaurus. Now, the reason I like this is because when it has enough light, at nighttime, it's going to glow a little bit. Now, what little kiddo doesn't love glow in the dark? So here are some of the coordinating fabrics, and what a fun little quilt that you can make for a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old. I don't know. Most kids love dinosaurs, right? From birth until 10 years old, usually. Anyway, I am very excited about this layer cake. It's a 10 by 10, 42 piece, and has roar on it, different kinds of dinosaurs. You know, I think they'll have a lot of fun and remember this quilt forever. So a couple other items that I got that are filler pieces or things to add to your quilt. And this one's called Marabella. And it is kind of, I don't want to call it swirls because my next one's more swirls, but it moves, it has a lot of movement. And here are the different colors that it comes in, the blues, the reds, the yellows, the greens. And this can be added to almost any quilt to give it a little more subtle movement creating. Now, of course, this is a charm pack. This is a 5 by 5 square. The next one is New Hue, which is very soft, little spatters, and has lots of colors again. This is called New Hue. It's got pinks and reds and greens and blues and purples and rusts. I mean, all the colors of the rainbow. Look how pretty all those colors are to add into what you're already creating. Sometimes you're missing some pieces that you don't know what to put. This fits perfectly. Now, many of you may or may not know, I love swirls, and I have several swirl fabrics down here. And this reminded me of it in a small charm pack, which could add some pizzazz to your quilting or any project that you use your 5x5 squares with. So again, you've got lots of colors. You've got creams, grays, blacks, blues, greens, yellow, oranges, purples, browns, tans. Look how pretty that is. Soft twirls, pearl splendor is what it's called. Pearl splendor. And the last one from Benartex that I have is floral, and it's Veranda by Rockstar Sewing. It's a Martha Campbell Pullen design. And I love blues and yellows, especially in the springtime. I don't know. I love flowers. I love yellow roses. Of course, I live in Texas, but it used to be red, and I've switched to yellow roses. They're just so beautiful. Now, these don't have yellow roses in it, but there's lots of blues and yellows, light blues, dark blues. Veranda. And they're all pre-cut for you. This would make a really pretty quilt. And they all work so well together. So those are the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the 7 items I have from Benartex to add to my Etsy store. I haven't gotten them uploaded yet. And then I have 4 items from Moda. And this is all from my July boxes that I got. Now, I showed you the Dog Days panels in the activity book. Well, they also have, and I purchased the charm packs. I hope you can see that. It's super cute. I'm going to kind of see how it coordinates with what I showed you earlier. The dog bones, the dog paws, the houses, the dog houses, I should say, in the different colors, the blacks, the blues, the creams, the yellows. For you dog lovers. And then I have this particular fabric in a bolt. So you can get this particular fabric, if you like it, in by yardage, fabric by the yard. And I sell it by the half yard. And then the creams. I don't know if you can see that if the lights are covering that. It's just very, very precious. I love animals. I hope you're a lover of animals too. And here we go. So I have both Sweet Melodies from American Jane, which is a red floral flannel. It's lots of colors. Okay. I have it in both the layer cake and the charm pack. Now, I'm going to show you some of the colors, if you can see that. It's got a little bit of plaid. Got some flowers, big flowers, small flowers, music notes, small flowers. In the greens, we were in the blues. Now we're in the oranges, a little polka dot. In the yellows, small bouquets, and the reds. What a fun little pack. Not only charm pack, but layer cake. And that's from Sweet Melodies by American Jane. The next one I have is called Concrete Jungle. It's the colors of today. So many homes are full of the grays and the whites and the blacks. And that's exactly what this is. So pretty. Let's see if I can show you a little bit more of some of the colors in here. Or there are no colors. It's black and white. If you can see that. Florals, dots, big dots, the grays and whites together. Here's an interesting one. Let's see if I can. Squares, geometric, Very modern. Very modern. For all of you who are creating modern pieces, this concrete jungle could fit the bill for one of those rooms that has the gray, the black, and the white. And then this just gives it a little pop. And then the last but not least item I have, I just thought this was super soft. This is actually flannel. And this is called, fuzz all over me. This is called Lakeside Gatherings Flannel by Primitive Gatherings. And it's just, it reminds me of flannel shirts. And it looks so, it is soft. Let me just say, it's super soft. Let's see if I can move this a little more. See that a little bit better? I've got some stripes in here. You've got some check, all in the beige. Then we have blue, light blue. Look how pretty that is. You know, I'm going to tell you, and some of you might hate me for it, but I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, and all these blues would work in my Cowboys room. Yes, I have a themed Cowboys room. The walls are blue, got the stars, all that kind of good stuff. What kind of football fan are you? If you are a fan, you may not be. But look how pretty that plaid is. What can you create with this? Wouldn't this be a great boys' room quilt or project? You know, girls are always taken care of. I had a boy, and it's hard to believe, but he is going to be 33 years old in September. And I always struggled to find boy things. Did you struggle to find boy things? I did. I struggled to find fun boy clothes, fun boy things. I know they probably have a lot more in today's world than they did in my world way back 33 years ago. But isn't that, I was at the quilting conference in Plano last weekend, and I volunteered to make a quilt for Linus, the Linus Club. And she said, you know, we're lacking in boys' quilts. And I said, wow, still, that doesn't surprise me. So I chose, of course, a boys' quilt. So if you have an opportunity to have the Linus Club in your area where they make quilts for young children, adults, mostly, you know, little ones who need something to hold on to. You remember your blankie? It's a volunteer organization, and I love giving back to volunteer organizations. If they ask me, I'm always stepping up and doing that. As a matter of fact, it's probably almost stocking time for the veterans in this area. Last year, I made 65, I believe, 65 or 70 Christmas stockings that they give out in the veterans hospitals for people who are in the hospital during Christmas time. And it was such a joy making all of those. It was a simple process. It took some time, but you know, we're lucky. I'm lucky. They're in the hospital during a holiday and maybe alone and not have anybody. So doing something small makes someone else feel so good. So with that being said, thank you again for, sometimes you guys got to comment on some of this stuff and let me know what you think and if you're liking it. So I am thrilled to be here. I am thrilled to share all these new things with you on a monthly basis next week. I think I mentioned this last week that I was going to talk more about the Jelly Roll Day today, but I wanted to show you my July items. I have a box from Moda, and I love receiving boxes in the mail. Do you like getting subscription boxes? Let me know in the comments, because I'm beginning to believe that I want to start one of those for you guys. So I'm going to share with you what Moda shared with me about Jelly Roll Day, so we can get prepared, so we can make something fun, and it's all going to be about a jelly roll and creating a project. So I hope you have a phenomenal week, and I can't wait to be back next week to see you guys. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up and supporting me. I am so excited to be here, And until next time, have a great week and a great day.